Students, welcome to our video lecture. Having completed chapter number 2, today students, we are going to start with chapter number 3, and that is trigonometric functions. It is based on functions, but I can say totally different from the fundamental approach of functions. So, trigonometry, students, is such a chapter which is very useful throughout your 11th standard in limit and derivative, even in 12th standard for limit, derivative, integration, for functions, for inversely functions, vectors, everywhere. Students, trigonometry is a basic chapter, and we have to deal with this chapter, students, in possible maximum details. Now, students, our first topic of this chapter is measure of an angle. Our first topic of this chapter, students, is measure of an angle. Say this is an ray starting with point O. Say this is an ray OA. The measure of rotation of a ray with respect to its initial point. Say this is initial side or ray, and this is terminal side or ray. This is say theta. Now, students, all of you pay attention. The measure of rotation of a ray with respect to its initial point is called measure of an angle. I repeat, the measure of rotation of a ray with respect to its initial point is called measure of an angle. So, I am rotating this ray OA with respect to initial point O in anti-clockwise direction, then this is called the measure of angle. Theta is called measure of angle. Ray OA is called initial side of the angle, and ray OB, after the rotation whatever ray we get, ray OB is called terminal side of the angle. And O, the initial point with respect to which the rotation is considered, is called vertex. This O, students, is called vertex of the angle. So once again, the measure of rotation of a ray with respect to its vertex is called measure of angle. So theta is called measure of angle. Ray OA, which was the initial ray, is called initial side of the angle, and the rotated ray, after rotation, whatever ray we get here, ray OB, is called terminal side of the angle. And the point O, with respect to which the rotation is considered, students, is called vertex of angle. So I think the definition of measure of an angle is very clear. Once again, the rotation of a ray with respect to its initial point is called measure of an angle. Initial ray OA is called initial side of the angle. Rotated ray OB is called terminal side of the angle, and the point with respect to which the rotation is considered is called vertex of angle. Now, students, the general convention, if the rotation is anti-clockwise angle is considered positive. Now, why? This is the convention, students. I cannot explain why, but I can only tell you these are conventions, practice which we have to follow. And if rotation is clockwise, if rotation is clockwise, then angle is considered as negative. The value of angle is considered negative. Clear, students? So here we go very slow, but we should understand the definitions very perfectly. So in general, the measure of rotation of a ray from initial to terminal side. In general, the measure of rotation of a ray from initial to terminal side is the measure of an angle. If the rotation is anti-clockwise, the angle is considered positive, and if the rotation is clockwise, then the angle is considered negative. Now students, say this is a ray OA. One complete rotation is 360 degree is equal to 1 complete rotation. This much I think all of you should understand very easily. The angle subtended at the center of the circle by the circle is 360 degree, or one circle is equivalent to how many degree? 360 degree. Half a circle is semicircle, and that is 180 degree. So when initial ray is rotated for one complete circle and coming back to the same position, here ray OA and OB are in the same position, then students, one complete rotation is equal to 360 degree. Clear, students? Once again, I am going very slow. I am repeating again and again because this is very fundamental for physics as well as chemistry. You will apply more of this in physics and partially in chemistry also. So once again, the measure of rotation of a ray with respect to initial point is called measure of an angle. The initial ray OA is called initial side of angle. Rotated ray is called terminal side of an angle. And the point with respect to which the rotation is considered is called vertex of then if the rotation is anti-clockwise, this theta is considered positive, students. It is a convention. And if the rotation is clockwise, then the theta is considered negative. This is also convention. And one complete rotation of an initial ray with respect to the vertex O is 360 degree, and 360 degree is one complete rotation. There are various measures of angles used in practice. The two common measures of an angle are the two common measures of an angle are first degree measure and second radian measure. First measure is, students, degree measure, and the second measure is radian measure. So the two most common measures of an angle used in practice and in your syllabus are degree measure and radian measure. Students, you have used degree: 30 degree, 35 degree, 70 degree, 80 degree, 100 degree, 110 degree. But have you ever defined what is 1 degree? No. So now, students, we are going to define 1 degree, and that is going to be very interesting, students. So please try to understand. Now we are focusing on the measures of an angle. An angle is usually measured in 2 units. The first is degree and the second is radian. Now, what is a degree measure? Pay attention. When the rotation of initial ray, when the rotation of initial ray to the terminal ray is 1/360th part of the total rotation, then the measure of angle subtended is 1 degree. I repeat, when the rotation of initial side to the terminal side is 1/360th part of complete rotation, then the measure of angle subtended is 1 degree. Clear? So when initial side to terminal side rotated is 1/360th part of one complete revolution, then students, the measure of angle is defined as 1 degree. Clear? So rotation of initial side to terminal side is 1/360th part of one complete revolution, then students, angle subtended is defined as 1 degree. Say this is initial side, and say this is terminal side. Correct? When the rotation from the initial side to the terminal side is 1/360th part of one complete revolution, then the measure of angle is defined as 1 degree. So suppose this is 1 degree, then this is equivalent to 1/360th part of 360, one complete revolution. So when your initial side rotated to the terminal side is having 1/360th part of one complete revolution, then that angle is called, students, 1 degree. And 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. This we have to remember. 1 degree is how many minutes, students? 60. And 1 minute is how many seconds? 60. All of you know this. Say suppose this is initial ray. So this is, you can say, terminal ray, and this is 30 degree. Isn't it? So students, the rotation between initial and terminal ray, if it is 1/360th part of one complete revolution, then that is called 1 degree. Now this much all of you would have easily understood. But here we have to remember 2 more reasons. 1 minute is 60 seconds, and 1 degree is 60 minutes. 1 degree is 60 minutes. Because in clock, you can easily understand, 1 full circle is equal to 360 degree. In clock, you imagine 1 full rotation is 360 degree. So, 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Now students, we are defining the radian measure. Now students, we are defining radian measure. Before defining radian measure, I should study what is a unit circle. A circle with center as origin and radius 1 unit is called a unit circle. A circle with center as origin and radius 1 unit is called a unit circle. Students, sir has already started the concept of unit circle. So, before defining a radian measure, students, I am defining unit circle. A circle whose center is origin and radius is 1 unit is called a unit circle. And for your knowledge, equation of unit circle is x square plus y square is equal to 1. So we have taught you this. The equation of a unit circle is students x square plus y square is equal to 1. Clear? So you should be very well acquainted with the definition of unit circle. Once again, a circle with center as origin and radius 1 unit. That radius 1 unit can be 1 centimeter also, 1 inch also, 1 kilometer also, and 1 meter also. But 1 unit. A circle with center as origin and radius 1 unit is called, students, a unit circle. Now, students, we are going to define a radian measure. The angle subtended by arc, the angle subtended by circular arc of unit length at the center of unit circle is of measure 1 radian. Say, students, this is a circle. So this is the center C. And so this is an arc. Length of the arc is 1 unit. Radius of the circle is 1 unit. Then angle subtended at the center is of measure 1 radian. So how to define radian measure? The angle subtended by a circular arc of length 1 unit at the center of a unit circle is of measure 1 radian. Once again, the angle subtended by a circular arc of length 1 unit at the center of a unit circle is of measure 1 radian. So if this arc is of measure 2 units, then the angle will be 2 radian. If the length of the arc is 10 units, then you can say the angle subtended will be 10 radian. In general, the angle subtended by an arc of unit length at the center of a unit circle is of measure 1 radian. So if the length of the arc is 1.5 unit, the angle will be 1.5 radian. If the length of the arc is 3 units, the angle will be 3 radian. Convention same. Anti-clockwise, measure of angle positive. Clockwise, students, the measure of angle is taken to be negative. Clear, students? So this concepts, once again, students, we are revising. Measure of angle is generally considered in 2 basic units. The first is degree measure, second is radian measure. Before defining radian measure, I am coming to the definition of unit circle. How to define a unit circle? Sir would have already taught this. This is once again a basic fundamental revision. A circle with center as origin and radius 1 unit is called a unit circle. For your knowledge, you have to only memorize this. The equation of a unit circle is students x square plus y square is equal to 1. Now, what is 1 radian? The angle subtended by an arc, circular arc of length 1 unit at the center of unit circle is of measure 1 radian. Now, circumference of a circle. All of you know, students, circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. And for unit circle r is 1, so it is 2 pi units. So one complete rotation in terms of degree measure was 360 degree. One complete rotation in degree measure was how many degree? 360 degree. And one complete rotation in radian measure is 2 pi radian. Circumference is one complete circle. Circumference of unit circle is 2 pi. So whenever one complete rotation in radian measure is considered, it is 2 pi, and one complete rotation in degree measure is concerned or considered, then it is 360 degree. Now, in a circle of radius r, an arc of length r. Students, one very important result I am going to derive. These derivations are generally not asked in the exam, but pay attention, students. It is worth understanding. In a circle of radius r, length of r when r units, angle subtended at the center is 1 radian. Yes or no? Check. When length of the arc is 1 for a unit circle, then the angle subtended by this arc at the center is 1 radian. So length of the arc and radius must be same. So in a circle of radius r, arc of length r units subtends an angle of 1 radian. So when length of the arc is L units, angle subtended is how much? Then I can say angle is theta, then theta will be L by r, or theta radian is equal to L by r, or L is equal to r theta radian. This much only we have to remember. So in general, in a circle of radius r, the angle subtended by an arc of length L at the center will be theta radian. Then theta radian is equal to L by r, or L is equal to r into theta radian. L will be r into theta radian. This much, students, we have to perfectly memorize. So in radian measure, 5 things we have to memorize. First, what is definition of a unit circle? A circle with center as origin and radius 1 unit is called a unit circle, and equation of a unit circle is x square plus y square is equal to 1. So this is point number 1. Second, what is 1 radian? What is 1 radian? The angle subtended by an arc of unit length. The angle subtended by an arc of unit length at the center of a unit circle is of measure 1 radian. This was point number 2. Point number 3, convention remains same. Anti-clockwise is positive, clockwise angle is negative. Point number 4, one complete rotation in degree measure is 360 degree. One complete rotation in radian measure is 2 pi radian, because circumference of a unit circle is c is equal to 2 pi r is equal to 1, so that gives us 2 pi units. So one complete rotation in degree measure is 360 degree, and one complete rotation in radian measure is 2 pi radian. In a circle of radius r, when arc length is r units, angle is of measure 1 radian. Radius and arc length must be same. In a circle of radius r, when length of arc is r units, angle subtended is 1 radian. Then if the length of the arc is l units, then the angle will be l into 1 by r, so l by r, and this angle is always in radian. So theta radian is equal to l by r, or l is equal to r into theta radian. Clear, students? So in general, in a circle of radius r, an arc of length L subtends an angle theta radian at the center, then theta radian is equal to L by r, or L is equal to r into theta radian. Now, students, relation between degree and radian measure. Degree and radian measure. Now one complete rotation is 360 degree in radian measure, and one complete rotation is 2 pi radian. So 360 degree is 2 pi radian, so 180 degree will be pi radian. This much only we have to is derived on the basis of one complete rotation. In degree measure, one complete rotation is 360 degree, and in radian measure, one complete rotation is 2 pi radian. So the relation between degree and radian measure is 360 degrees equal to 2 pi radian. So pi radian is 360 by 2, 180 degree. So 1/2 circle, one semicircle is pi radian, complete circle is 2 pi radian. This students we have to remember. Then our textbook is given that 1 radian is approximately 57 degrees 16 minutes. We can easily derive. Pi radian is equal to 180 degrees, so 1 radian is equal to how much it is. You can say easily derive on this basis. Pi radian is 180 degrees, so 1 radian is equal to how much? It is 180 by pi, and that is approximately 57 degree and 16 minutes. And 1 degree is how many radian students? And that is 0.01746. That division we have to do with the help of calculator. Again, 180 degree is equal to pi radian. So 1 degree is equal to how much? Pi by 180. And that is 0.01746. This, students, we can easily memorize. Clear, students? So this concludes our lecture, students. So be very careful. Measure of an angle. There are 2 units to measure an angle. One is degree measure, one is radian measure. What is 1 degree we have considered? What is 1 radian we have considered? We have considered the relation between degree and radian, and we have to memorize this. That 1 radian is approximately 57 degrees 16 minutes, and 1 degree is approximately pi by 180 radian, and that is equal to, you can say, 0.01746 radian. These are approximate. You can easily derive or do this with the help of calculator. Okay, students, we will conclude here, and remaining concepts we will do in the next lecture. Thank you, students.